Hey guys, I don't know if you guys have paid attention to any of this automaker stuff. The big three automakers in America. I think there's currently 13,000 on strike, but it could swell to more. And they're asking for a huge pay raise. They're asking for probably a 40% pay raise, but they confront the GM CEO and let's see what she's got to say.
You've seen a 34% pay increase in your salary. You make almost $30 million. Why should your workers not get the same type of pay increases that you're getting leading the company?
For the first time in history, the United Auto Workers are on strike against all three at the union's call for large raises, a 4-day work.
The course of the last 4 years, you've seen a 34% pay increase in your salary. You make almost $30 million. Why should your workers not get the same type of pay increases that you're getting leading the company?
Well, if you look at compensation, my compensation, 92% of it is based on performance of the company. I think
My compensation is based on 93% of the company. I mean, what a
transgender. It's made very, very...
What a terrible response, guys. What a terrible reply. My compensation is based on 93% incentives. This is a case where the incentive of the CEO is not the same as the incentive of the CEO probably cares about is the stock price going up. So, they're rebuying shares and the stock price is going up. Now that's a good thing if you're a shareholder and they're buying their stock undervalued. That's not a good thing if you're an employee at GM or Ford and you don't own any stock, and there's a lot of blue collar people that they don't know anything about the stock market. But that was just a terrible answer. You got a $30 million raise or something, or $30 million pay for the CEO. Meanwhile, your average employee probably is making $50,000 or $60,000, and they're not seeing a 34% pay raise or multi-million-dollar bonuses. And her reply is, well, I got 92% of my salary is incentives. Now let's see what the Ford guy's got to say.
Quickly put in some perspective, the offer that they have, what they're demanding relative to where you are right now, how much damage would that do to the bottom line if you were to say, sure, we'll give you 40%?
If we signed up for the UAW's request, instead of making money and distributing $75,000 in profit sharing in the last 10 years, we would have lost $15 billion and gone bankrupt by now. The average pay would be nearly $300,000 fully fringed for a 4-day work week. There is no
per
way.
Employee, per UAW.
Yeah, this is our fully tenured school teacher in the U.S. makes $66,000. Someone from the military, our fireman makes mid-50,000. This is 4 or 5 times, 6 times what they make. There's no way we can be sustainable as a company. That's why we put our proposal.
Positive. I find it. Aside from him, also, first of all, we should also say.
But one thing I would like to add also is. Typically in manufacturing in general, the actual labor costs involved in manufacturing is usually only about 10% of the total cost of operations. And yet that's always the first thing that gets cut. Jobs get cut. But in the auto industry, labor is actually only 5%. The cost of labor is only 5%. And a lot of these big automakers are they had super high profits. Due to cars being super overpriced right now, and hyperinflation and everything else, and it's but these are how these businesses are run. Instead of reinvesting that $30 million back into the company, they're giving $30 million bonuses to these CEOs and stuff, and I don't like that, and as a shareholder, you shouldn't like that either, because back in the day, a long time ago, the difference in the average worker and the CEO, the president of the company, was, I don't know, maybe 50 times more, and now we're talking 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 times more. It's not even close, and it's all just because you decided to go to automotive school and someone else decided to go to business school, and they decided they were going to be the CEO. Like why should they be rewarded 10,000 times more than the average employee? Now I can understand if you're the owner, if you were the founder and the owner of the business, and you started the business from ground up, and you own 90% of the shares in the company. Yeah, your salary is going to be a hell of a lot more, just because you have so much more ownership of the company. But to be paying these CEOs absorbent amounts of money for doing a piss poor job most of the times is outrageous. And I will say, my personal opinion, we should have never bailed out the auto industry the first time. The government shouldn't have got involved. They should have already been bankrupt. And Ford, I've mentioned this before, there's only one car that's profitable for them, and that's the F-150 truck. Every other vehicle they make, they lose money. So, to me, if I was smart, if I was the owner, I would be like, well, we're not making any money on anything else. Let's just make trucks. Let's just make the F-150. That's all we're going to make. So that's what I would do. But I can understand these workers getting upset because they see their CEO getting 30 and 40% pay raises and bonuses, and to just as like the other CEO like didn't even try to empathize with the worker at all, and said, well, 93% of my salary is in incentives. I hope nobody owns any of these companies, and if you do, I'd sell them right away. That's my personal opinion.